My granddaughter is having a baby, and I wanted to make her a little pair of socks, but I didn't want to do it with 4 needles because the socks are so small. So I sat here for a couple of hours and I figured out a way to do it with 2 needles. And this is the little sock I made. This is our wool and our 4 needles. But we might need 3 in the middle of it. But starting right now, we're only going to need 2. So for those who don't know how to knit, let's start with making a cross and put our finger in and pull the wool out. Now we're going to wrap it around our finger and we're going to go in the inside of it. That's what it looks like, and then pull it down. These look like half hitches. Okay, we're going to need about 24 of these half hitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you see what I'm doing? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm just putting my finger in here, going around. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now just to be sure, just go back and count it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, now we're going to do a knit one, purl one. So the knit one, you stick right in there and you wrap your wool around, push your needle through, and that wool you wrapped around, bring it up and knock the other one off. Now put your wool in front and put it through the next stitch. Kind of hard to see here. Put it through the next stitch. Wrap your wool around it. Make sure you grab it on your way out and then knock that off. Now put your thread, your wool, behind your needle again, and your needle in between the wool and on your other needle. Wrap it around, bring it through, knock the other one off, put your wool in front, pick up the other stitch here, put your wool around it, go back, knock that one off, put your wool, this is knit one, purl one. And we do that all the way to the end. Knit one, and purl one. Now we do this, we're going to get this kind of like ribbing stitch here. Can you see that? These are your knits, and the ones in between are your purls. And we're going to do that for I've got here almost 1.5 inches. You can do it as high as you want or as small as you want. Okay, I started here, but knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. So now I'm on a knit stitch. Knit, and purl. And do that all the way to the end. Now, for the next inch and a half, you do knit one, purl one again until you're down to an inch and a half. The first row is the hardest. The second row gets easier. And you can just go like mad here. Am I going too fast? Okay, we're doing a purl. Find a comfortable way to put your wool on your finger. I do it, grab my wool this way and over my finger. And that way I can pull it from this side here and still keep it a little tight up here. Okay, you do this, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. Oh, for about, let me see, I think about 6 or 7 rows. You count from your stitches here. Let's see. Well, I can't see it upside down. Okay. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8 rows. We'll see. Tell you when I get down there. Now we'll start at the end here. Always end where you first start, or same side that you first started. Okay, we're going to stick our needle in the first stitch and then wrap our wool around, and we're going to go around and we're going to do this whole row a knit stitch. We're doing this part here now. This whole row here will be a knit stitch, and the next row will be a purl stitch. And we'll do that until we get down to our heel. Okay, we're down to our last 6 stitches here. Oh, am I going too fast? Well, that's how I knit now. When I first started, I was real pokey. Around, go in and around. There. Okay, now on this stitch here, this row here, we're going to do a purl stitch. And that's, you put the needle in the front of your thread or wool, and then wrap it around. And the wool that you wrapped around, you want to keep on that needle. You want to knock the other one off. Wrap it around, keep that one and knock that one off. Okay, and you do this all the way to the end of the row. Now you keep doing this. Knit one row. Wait till I come to the end of this. You knit one row and you purl the other row till you get down to your heel. Oh, some of these are a little tight again. Okay. Now we ended up where our beginning is again. So that should remind you every time you get here, you're on a knit row. And when that part is on this side, you're on a purl row. So we do this knit one row, purl one row, until we get down to our heel. And when we get that far, I'll show you how to measure it. Now we are going to measure. Make sure we have enough, which we do. Here's where we want to start our heel. So that's exactly where it should be. And you can measure if you want. If you're better at measuring than on the measuring with the other sock. So it measures out to about 1.5 inches. But I like to measure from my sock. That just more accurate that way. Okay, so what we are going to do now is this heel part here. We're going to do a knit one, slip one, and we have 24 inches. 24 stitches. 24 stitches. So we're going to divide them into 6, 6, and then 12 for the heel. Okay, we end with a purl row. We end it in the same place that we first started. So now we want to knit 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then what we're going to do is put those 6 stitches in a safety pin. Because we're not going to need them anymore. We're going to take these 6 stitches and the last 6 stitches, which is the front of our sock, and we're going to use the middle 12 stitches for our heel. Okay, now we are going to knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, and slip. Just stick it right in and just slip it off. Okay, we're going to knit this one, and we're going to stick this in the next stitch, slip it right off, and we're going to do that 12 times till we end up with a 3, 4, 5, 6, till we end up with a a slip one. Okay, knit one, and here's our slip one. Okay, now you should have 6 stitches on here. So we're going to bunch that up, and we're going to put a safety pin in there. Okay, so these 6 stitches on each side is going to be the front of our sock. This front here. And these 12 stitches are going to be our heel right here. This one here. Okay, so the next row that we do will be a purl all the way across. Okay, the next row will be like the first time. It'll be knit and slip, knit and slip, knit and slip. Okay, you do this a few times. Knit and slip, knit and slip. Okay. We're going to do that. So we only need about maybe a quarter of an inch for that. Let's see. Yeah, about a quarter of an inch. So you do knit one, slip, knit one, slip. Next row you do a purl. Then you do knit one, slip, knit one, slip. And then this row you're going to do a purl. So do that about 3 times. The knit one, slip one, and then purl, knit one, slip one, purl, knit one, slip one, purl. End with a purl row. Now, what we're going to do here is make our heel, and it's going to look like a triangle. And that will be our heel. So in order to get it like that, we have to decrease, which means, okay, we're going to knit one, knit two together, and then knit down to the last 3 stitches. Okay, we got 3 stitches left on here, so we're going to knit 2 together, and then we got 1 stitch left. We'll knit that one. Next row, purl. Okay, now we're going to do it again. Knit 1, knit 2 together, and then pardon me, then we knit down to our last 3 stitches again, which are right here. So we have 2 left to knit. Okay, now we knit these 2. My fingers are in the way. We knit these 2 together, and then knit the last one. Next row we purl. So we decrease on all the knitting sides, and then we purl everything all across. Don't decrease on your purl side. Now we have 6 stitches on our needle. Now we knit 1, purl 2 together. Now we have 3 stitches on our needle, so we're going to purl those 2. Pardon me. We're going to knit those 2 and then knit the last stitch. So we should have 4 stitches left on our needle. Okay, now what we want to do is pick up 6 stitches on this side right before your pin, between your pin and your needle. Now some of these stitches look like they have knots in them. Now right before the knot, pick up a stitch. This one here would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it'll be a little difficult, kind of hard to see, but you'll find them. Okay, there's our 6 stitches there. Okay, I want you to knit. It looks kind of funny when it's on. They look like they're all over the place, but it'll work. It'll work. Okay, now go into this one, the first one, and knit it on. If the stitch is a little awkward, just turn it the other way so you can put it on properly. There, now we've got these 6 on, and we've got 4 from the top. Now we want to put these back onto a needle. We want to knit them on. Some more thread or wool here. Okay, now we're going to, our thread is on this side here, so we're doing a purl stitch all the way to the other needle. Okay, now what we want to pick up 6 on this side. Here's where that ends. Just do the best you can picking them up. You can straighten them out once you get them on. Okay, this way, this way, this way. Am I missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. Okay. Oh, too far there. Okay. Now I gotta straighten this first one out because I didn't pick it up right. There we go. Okay, now, oop, my thread's got to be on this side because oh no, I'm doing a purl stitch here, so this is a purl row, so I have to purl this one on. What did I do with that one? Yeah, okay. Because we're knitting with just 2 needles, our knitting is going to be a little different than with 4 needles. Okay, now we're down to the pin again, the other pin. Now just put that onto your, oh, I pulled it out too quick. Put that onto your needle. Oh, thank God I didn't lose it all. Okay, and then purl the rest of it. Now all these extra stitches that we picked up here, we have to decrease them all off. So we're going to knit our first 6 stitches. Okay, now, and then we're going to knit our next 4 stitches. And then we're going to knit 2 together. And then we're going to knit, I'm going to put this around like that, it's easier to do. We're going to knit the 4 we're going to knit 2 together, and then we're going to knit the rest of them. Should be 10. Now the next row, we purl all the way across. Okay, we're coming to the toe part now, where we have to decrease. Now these are 6 stitches from the front, and these are 6 stitches from the other side of the front, and these are 12 stitches in the middle, where from our heel. So what we want to do is knit. You end with a purl row, so we want to do is knit 4 stitches, pardon me, we want to knit 3 stitches, and we got 3 left from our front. So we knit 2 together, and then we knit 1, that'll make up the 6 stitches of our front. We knit 1 from our back, and then we knit 2 together. So we got to do that on the other side. So before we start there, we'll count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll need these 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll already knit 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to go back and count that because I probably did something wrong there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3. I need to knit 1 more. Okay, so now we knit 2 together. Knit 2. And knit 2 together again. And you should have 3 left on your needle. So you knit those 3 off. We're decreasing to make our toe, this part here. Now, to know when to do that, you just line your sock up with the other sock, or measure it if you're good at measuring. Me, I line it up, and then right from here, you can see a ridge there, your instep. You count how many stitches you have, and I've got about 16. And that's when I start to make my toe, decreasing to make my toe, which is around there. If you're better at that, you need about 4 rows before you're finished. Okay, so the next row we purl. Purl right across. Wool is fuzzy, sometimes it gets stuck in your needle. Never decrease on a purl row. Okay, now we've come to the end again, and we're at a knit row, the knitting side. Okay, so we this time, because we have less, we're going to be decreasing at our last one. So we'll knit 2, and then we'll knit 2 together, and then we'll knit 2, and we'll knit 2 together. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that you should have on there, and you should have started off with 8. So we'll count 8 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll knit these 4 here that are on. So knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2, and knit 2 together, and then knit 1, knit 2, and then we'll do another purl row. I'm going to stop for a minute and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, This is the toe part that we're making. And this is what we want to do. We want to decrease it so that you'll get that roundness at the bottom. You don't want a square sock. Okay. Go back and finish my purling. Okay. Now I'm going to check it again here to see if it's all even. Okay, this part is even. I got the heels even. And I've got these almost even. I need one more row. Let me see. Yeah, I need one more row here. Okay, so now I knit one, knit two together, knit two, knit two together. I'll explain that. So here's your middle of your sock. This is your knit 6, and then you're decreasing here on this side. You're knitting 2 together. Then you knit 1, 2, and then you decrease on this side on the back. Knit 2 together, and you do that on each side here. And the next row 2, knit 2 together, and knit 2 stitches, and then knit 2 together. You do that on each side. Okay, so here's our knit 1, pardon me, knit 1, knit 2 together, and knit 2 separately, knit 2 together. Okay, so we need to knit 2 more here. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. Yeah. Okay, so we'll knit 2 together, and then knit 1, knit 2, knit 2 together, and knit 1. Now you have to purl the next row. Now we're coming to the end of our sock, and you can get a big darning needle. If you don't, you can try and do it with the knitting needle, but we'll need a big darning needle. Now that we've done that, we've got our knit side here, and we've got our purl side here. Now our purl side is our inside, so we want to turn this around like that so we can finish it on our purl side. Okay, so we're going to put 3 stitches here because we have 6 in the front and 6 in the back. Okay, and then we're going to pick up the other 3 from the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it might be a little awkward, but we'll get her. Now you've got the purl side showing. Now put those 3 that you picked up, take it right out and put them on this needle so that it looks like that. Now this is our toe part that we're doing right here. Now we want to sew these to these, these to these, these to these. We don't want a big hole in here. Okay, this is going to look kind of funny, but it'll work. Okay, so we're on this side, and we've got this open here. So go to the other side or of the other opening. I'm all caught up here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, we've got 2 here and 2 here, so we're going to go in this one, the second last one on that side, and into the second last one on this side. And then we're going to go into the very last one on this side here. And we're going to go into the very last one on this one. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to go back and go through them again until we get back to the beginning here. Okay, so it should be through 3 of them. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. You got that? Okay, now we're going to go through the third one here. And then we're going to go through across, through the next one, and then across the other needle, and then back to this needle until we're done. Now just pull these out. And you see what we've done? Now just pull that together so we make our round part there. Now what we're going to do is just work your way on top, work your way to the beginning of your sock there. Now if you're not sure if you're doing this straight or not, you can use a straight pin. Pin this down and pin it across, just to make sure that you're not sewing it like too much that way or too much that way. So here we go. I hate to redo things over and over again. Okay, now we're going to do an overhand stitch. Overhand there. You get the top of this side and then the top of this side. And pull the top of this side and the top of that side, and then pull. Just an overhand stitch. Get the top there and pull. Get the top there and pull. Okay, you do that all the way up to the top. These make nice little gifts for people. And they're fun to do. Oh, that's not fun when you get a big knot. Okay, we'll take this pin out. And sometimes your wool gets all wound up a different way, so just unwind it. Don't get frustrated. Doing crafts teaches you a lot of patience. And the pride you get when they're done and they look good. And the smile on someone's face when you give it to them. That's worth more than anything. Okay, we're almost done here. Now make sure that we're coming to the top here where your ribbing is. Make sure they're even. And you can put this piece you first started with, you can put it right in the inside here and start sewing over top of it. Because we don't want it to show, so we're going to hide it. Okay, well, we're coming to the very top. Okay. Now, we're at the very top, and we don't want to knot anything, so we're going to go back down where we already made stitches. Going to go right on top, and just go back down a bit. Oh, let's say to the bottom of where that ribbing is, and then go through a little bit towards the top. Pull your needle and wool through and cut it off, and then cut the other part off. See, you won't see anything. Won't even know where you can't even tell where you started and ended. Okay, turn this inside out, and there we go. I could stretch this a mile. We're done. So we've got our 2 socks. Even. I've got a confession to make. When I first made these, I was really proud of them because I'd figured out how to do it with 2 needles. So I left it on the table to admire them. I went to my neighbors for coffee, and when I came back, my cat was admiring it too. So watch where you put your nice, freshly knitted socks. Hope you enjoyed the show.